The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The Book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are The Bostonian versus The Book.
You covered! You covered 12! I covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus The Book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Be Tuesday, boys and girls. Make sure I'm saying it right. I got cut off.
You missed it. You gave one extra beat. We need
I
one extra beat.
I cut myself off. How are you, boys and girls? Welcome into the Bostonian versus The Book here on a Tuesday. Dave Sharapan is The Book. Matt Perrault, the Bostonian. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Twitter. We are replayed on Sirius XM, channel 159. What is up, you late night crazy owls? Thank you for watching, listening, and being a part of the show. Sports Grid TV on replay as well. We have a lot to get to on the program, including Todd Brommelkamp from KGYM Radio in Iowa. He will join the program at 2 p.m. Eastern time as we will talk about Iowa State. It is Cy-Hawk week, Mr. Sharapan. How are you?
Almost called me Brommelkamp.
I almost did, close. Yeah, Mr. Sharapan.
Good to see you, Mr. Bostonian. I am Mr. Book. The show is versus. Well, we're not versus each other. We're versus the world.
True.
We're a show for the people.
True.
Everybody comes into the chat, hits the like button, hit the subscribe button, gets in the Discord channel. What is the Discord channel again?
BVB. The V is a versus. Show.com. BVBshow.com.
Over on the verses today. I don't know why. That's okay. Listen, big week, college football, recovery day. We'll do the what's up, what's happened last night. What are we looking ahead to?
Yeah.
We got baseball on deck. We got the team of the day. Are you wearing the Bengals hat? And I wore the Cincy hat. Are we going to talk about Cincinnati?
Little Bengals chit chat a little bit later on.
Yeah.
As to what they did. Remember, if you are watching on Sports Grid, we are on an hour later than normal. We have pushed it back an hour. So if you're going, I'm used to watching hour 2 right now, and you're getting hour number 1. That is why it is 10 p.m. Pacific time, 1 a.m. Eastern for both radio and for TV with Sports Grid. So just, you're not crazy. You're not going, wait. Aren't you guys normally on first hour right now? No. It's we're pushing it back.
So that's midnight in the central time zone.
That is correct, sir.
That's perfect. That's right in the middle. That's right where we'll be. It
Yeah.
is officially football season. And
Are you
we
excited
will be
yet?
there.
Are you excited yet? At all?
A little bit. I mean, last night it got exciting because it became apparent that Duke was going to win. So, as these games go and we get a little more information, a little more narratives, yes, I'm excited it's football season. I'm more pumped for college, though, to be perfectly honest. I am more pumped up right now for college football. Maybe it is until Thursday, when we actually see the Chiefs and the Lions play. And, all the ramifications of that. But I'm excited about the wild card in the National League. I'm excited about the American League West. I'm excited about everything.
So it's interesting that you're not more psyched about Penn State. Are you saying that just because both of your football teams have a lot of hype? So Penn State's already 1-0, and they're already 1-0 ATS after one of the more miraculous covers of the football season, football week 1.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, the Steelers are being picked by
way too many people.
I don't want to say everybody, but a lot of people are picking the Steelers to be really good.
A lot of people.
And you're just kind of ho-humming, whistling your way through the graveyard here. Where's the excitement? Where's the fire? Because you should be fired up. You could have a really good fall.
I know. This is one of those things that the business has beaten that out of me so much. I just know that the season wins is still 8.5 for the Steelers, 9 in some places.
Yes.
The season wins for the Nittany Lions stayed at 9 or 9.5 everywhere. So I mean, maybe the market doesn't agree. Maybe the market agrees, but a lot of the people in the content space versus everybody is picking the Steelers and like make the playoffs. Yes. Over the season wins. Yes. Even talking about them making the playoffs. Yes. Possibly winning the division. Yes. And I'm like, not yet. Penn State. Listen, let's just get to Iowa. We'll get to that game. Then it becomes real. Then I liked what I saw Saturday, believe me. But that was Pagula, by the way, the backup quarterback.
Yes, I know.
You know, Pagula like built the rink. I think that's the kid, no?
You mean the owner of the Buffalo Bills, that family?
That family. They built the rink. They're responsible for taking Penn State to the Division I level.
Oh.
Big donors.
Okay.
You going to tell that kid to not go in the end zone?
No, he went for it on 4th down inside the
Get
red
in
zone.
there.
But he went
Get the
for it on
cover.
4th.
Get
I'm
the
not
game over.
I'm not arguing that I like the bet the cash, but he did go for it on 4th down inside of his own inside the red zone. Like they didn't have to do that.
They ran that loop-de-loop play. West Virginia did. I don't know if
Yes,
that was
they
the
did.
cause of all that. Like,
Yeah,
what are
they
you
did.
running a go for 2 conversion, loop-de-loop, all that other stuff for? Say, oh, you're going to do that?
The ring
You're
around the
down
rosy
2
play.
We're coming
Yeah.
down and scoring. Make sure you cannot do that play again. I don't know.
It's not, I don't think it's a horrible read I mean, look, James Franklin is known to do stuff like that. So I'm not going to put it past him. It's a rivalry. It's, a chance to get the alumni, Pennsylvania. It's legal to bet in Pennsylvania. Nobody was betting against Penn State who went to that game.
Got to ramp up the game with the Wi-Fi in the stadiums. There's a lot of stadiums redoing the Wi-Fi because for a lot of time and the Wi-Fi in the stadiums is bad. Notably, everybody I know that goes to the Eagles games, they can't bet the games. Nothing in there. Nothing works.
Interesting.
So
overloading the tower. But I mean, going into the game, everybody laid 20.5. So
they laid 18 and 17.
Fine, yeah.
18 and a half, all the way up.
Right.
They laid that all the way up.
You got to go and
What'd they lay last night? How'd that work out for them?
Coach isn't stupid. I mean, look, last night's going to be a tough one, I think, for a lot of Clemson fans because I hate the word over, but it kind of feels like it's over for Dabo Swinney.
Like over the total?
No, like over his tenure of running through the ACC and being an elite coach in this sport.
Oh, over the whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, that was as poorly coached team as I've seen in a really long time as a top 10 ranked team with a 5-star quarterback who it's now his team with a 1st-round pick running back with a dominant offensive line and a really good defensive front. How in the hell do you get run off the field by Duke?
If you changed the uniforms, it would have looked more accurate.
Fair. Duke looked like Clemson. I would give you that.
Watch the game without the sound again and kept saying they're not stronger. They're not faster. They're not bigger. It didn't look like anything that we've seen. They always had the best talent, right? Dabo always had the best guys, and then they played better than the other team. That was Duke last night. That wasn't, Florida State. That wasn't a powerhouse, and they look like a powerhouse.
It's going to be very interesting to see if Dabo Swinney can adjust to the NIL and transfer portal world. Because as of right now, we are about 2.5 years into it. He's failing miserably. Because if I'm DJ Ugalele last night, I'm laughing my ass off. I'm putting my feet up and I'm going, you guys made it about me. You guys said it was all my fault. You let me hang out to dry. You guys go to Duke. We went to San Jose State and won by 50. What do you guys do? You guys went to Duke and got run off the field and they stormed the field on you.
Smoked. I still enjoy the storm the field, even if there was half a stadium.
So what? I'm good. No one thought they were going to win.
You ever do that?
On a football? I don't have a football team to storm a field with.
Basketball. I mean, you were down there for a lot of time. Were you ever on the field for the storming?
I told you, yeah, multiple times. Alabama. Oh, yeah, multiple times. Fear for my life many times on it. South Carolina in particular.
Right.
Many times I looked around going, uh-oh.
Okay.
Not good. I've been scared. So, I was down there on the field a lot when storming in the field happened. I only was because Alabama never stormed the field when I was covering them. Iowa State did a couple of times when I was covering them. Nebraska never did when I was covering them. I was sort of like the kiss of death for a lot of programs when I was there. Seriously, it was true. I mean, I went down to Alabama. I saw 5 coaches in 4 years. I went to Iowa and Iowa State. First I went to Nebraska, where I had to suffer through the Bill Callahan era. And then the beginning of the Bo Pelini era. And so I saw, I got there right after Frank Solich got run off and Bill Callahan came in, and everything was happening with Bill Callahan at Nebraska and Steve Peterson and them holding up. Like, it was perfect because that's the type of radio I did. I did angry, mad, fire everybody radio. So like when the teams, you either want a team to be really bad or really good. And
got really bad.
I got really bad. Everywhere I went, pretty much. It got really bad everywhere. And then like the Big 12 almost died with Iowa State. And so that was going on and their whole freak out. Iowa is 8-4 Ferentz, and that's just what they do every year. And so I had to go ahead and remind them that that's not a good football season. Going 8-4 in college football is not good. But give me my bowl trip. That's all I care about. Okay, you got your bowl trip every year. So that was going on. And then.
So you're not a jinx. You're a bad program follower.
I don't know.
You took down Alabama, for goodness sake.
I didn't take. Virginia was good when I was there. They were, middle of the pack, I guess you could say. Vatek was good when I was there. When I was in Virginia, I just didn't cover them. Blacksburg was far away, but look, my teams. I used to say my teams just took over everything. So I showed up, and then my teams won everything. So people just had to deal with it.
But you left Boston and they got super good.
Yeah, I was there for Game 4 of the World Series when they won the World Series. I was there for that. I was there when the Bruins won the Stanley Cup in 2011. I was there when the Red Sox won the World Series in 2013. I was
okay. No, so you were there for a good run.
Yeah,
you got the good stink a little bit. That's good.
Yeah. Of my team, I had no. My team did wonderful things. Just all the teams I covered, I showed up and I was the angel of death.
Arctic came in just now and said, you heard it here first. Matt is the reason Nebraska is in the shitter. Sorry, Will.
Well, no, Steve Peterson's the reason why Nebraska's in the shitter.
There's a lot of other reasons why, Arctic. You can't blame P-Rod.
I just showed
Nevada's in the shitter for a lot of reasons.
Firing Frank Solich will be the curse. No one has come up with like a cute name for it yet, but the curse of Frank Solich is real. Nebraska has been trying to replicate.
The curse of Frank Solich? Did you just make that up?
It's a real thing. There's no cute name for it, but it's true. What? That's when Nebraska lost their soul. They went from the hand-picked successor of their most famous coach in Tom Osborne, handing it over to Frank Solich, who went 9-3, I believe, in his final year, and they fired him. They said that wasn't good enough, and they were going to modernize. And Nebraska couldn't be a run-first team anymore because recruits didn't want to run the triple option. Recruits wanted to go play all high-fly and flashy stuff. And so they brought in Bill Callahan. And I thought Bill Callahan, the NFL guy, was going to resurrect everything. The West Coast offense. Here it comes. Look out. They're bringing in Zach Taylor. Zach Taylor, speaking of them, bringing in Zach Taylor. Here we go. We're going to throw the ball. We're going to get all these JUCOs. They turned the roster over like Deion Sanders that first year for Bill Callahan. Get rid of everybody.
Did he come from Washington or the Raiders when he came?
He had been blown out of the NFL. I don't remember which he was the head coach. I think he was the Raiders. I think it was head coach of the Raiders he got blown out of. And they thought that they had won the lottery. Steve Peterson, they brought him in. Man, he came in. Talk about like going in with a parade and going out under the cloak of darkness. They were like pomp and circumstances. They were playing the trombones. Or here comes Bill Callahan. When Bill Callahan got fired, he was being accosted by TV reporters in the back seat of a car being driven by a Nebraska employee. Out as they fired him, he didn't do a post game. He didn't do a post firing press conference. He just scooted out. See you later. And from then. And everything just has been a downward slide. The going to the Big Ten was the way of kind of deflecting the lack of winning. It was, now we're in the Big Ten. Here we go.
Right.
Now we're with like-minded universities. You heard that constantly from Nebraska. We're with like-minded universities. Unfortunately for them, that was Northwestern. That was how the performance level was Northwestern's level as the like-minded football success that Nebraska has had. So that was unfortunately for them, but that that's where that was their like-minded universities that they're going on with right now. So,
man.
I mean, the money's great. I mean, money's meant a lot to the other programs. Meant a lot to baseball. Meant a lot to volleyball. It's been a lot to the athletic department. It just hasn't meant enough for football yet. We'll see if that's what happens or not. But it's certain coaches. I mean, look, you may hate Dion, and we'll get to the Dion Nebraska game here in a second. But the new world of college football is perfect for a guy like Deion Sanders, and recruiting against him. Dabo Sweeney's, Nick Saban's of the world, like these guys who have been around for a long time, either adapt or die. Either you get involved with this or you're going to be out. Now, we may see a change. We may see the tide shift in a couple of years, and we may go back to saying we don't like all of this. But right now, good luck. Dion is showing up with charisma, passion, and bags of money.
Who in the hell is going to follow Dabo at Clemson?
Correct.
And who would want to?
Well, he's
who's going to win the ACC?
He's good old, he's like, Dabo's like the biggest goody two shoes ever. Like, right. It's his whole image. Like, he's just like, we're Clemson, we're family. We do things this way. Like it's just not what the sport is anymore.
Well, I mean, it can sell to certain kids and certain families, but it still has to you got to get talent. They did not look like Clemson of old. I immediately thought, geez, Florida State may have punched their ticket. They just look different. I don't know.
They're even money right now to win the ACC.
Yeah.
Next closest is Clemson at 6-1.
Who's after them?
Duke. No, sorry, North Carolina. Sorry, North Carolina.
Okay, I was going to say.
Yeah, North Carolina. But Duke is right there behind North Carolina too.
So that's the team. I think you got to find the other piece
Carolina
of the puzzle.
North Carolina is the piece to the puzzle. The value's on Carolina.
Okay.
You want to make a bet on who's to win the ACC? You don't want to do Clemson because we think Clemson's dead, which I would agree. It's North Carolina because they beat South Carolina.
You like to bury people quick like that. I mean, they can recover from that. That could have just been the first game, a terrible effort on the road. Live dog. It believed, and then
disagree. Clemson, that was last year. That was the same team we saw last year.
Chat.
They were
going to win the ACC.
They were
right
one
now.
muffed punt for being. They were one muffed punt for being shut out last night.
Yeah.
One muffed punt being shut out. And we didn't score. They had 3 red zone turnovers. Like, huh?
It's one of those games. Everything goes wrong. Every single thing goes wrong.
It was a weird game, according to Dabo.
Weird?
Weird game. Yeah, weird game.
Boy, that's I don't know if that one will pass the smell test with the alumni.
Which is a better way of being? Should you call it weird or say we're a total embarrassment? Because it's, either Brian Kelly and you're throwing your entire team under the bus, or you're, Dabo Sweeney and you're saying it was weird. The game was weird.
Florida State or North Carolina. That's pretty much the consensus in the chat right now.
Yeah. I would take North Carolina. I mean, look, I'm high in Drake May. I'm high in Carolina. I'm high in the offense. I would bet North Carolina.
Is the winner of this conference going to get in the playoff?
No. I think that there's a chance that I was having a talk with somebody last night about this. There's a chance that the Big Ten and the SEC 2-2. Maybe USC. Maybe if they're on the table, maybe they get in. But there's a chance the ACC and the Big 12 get shut out.
Not an undefeated conference champ. They can't shut them out.
All that would matter is who else is undefeated. If you have 5 undefeated teams, yes, I think it's possible.
Rainmaker Lou, we'll see him tomorrow. He's coming to Vegas. He said Pitt. Pitt is not a contender for Stop it.
Sorry. Pitt is not a contender.
2-2 would be fun. That would be
it's possible. I mean, it could be Penn State, Michigan, and Alabama, Georgia.
For that right now. I'll sign for that right now. I get one of those. Or it could be, now you get me excited.
Or it could be Penn State, Michigan, USC, Georgia.
Fun. You've ruled out Ohio State. They're not making it.
Well, I have Michigan beating Ohio State. So the question is going to be, what do you do with a one-loss Ohio State team if you're not in the Big Ten championship game?
Send them to the Rose Bowl and tell them have a good time. What do you mean?
Okay.
What do you
so then they're not in. Right. That's right. I agree. So
that's what I mean.
That's the question. It's going to be because the round robin, if they all beat each other and they all have one loss, that's going to be the interesting part of the Big Ten.
I think it's the longest time away from that. That's who gets it. If they all tie with one loss, it's the team that's been away the longest, which would be Penn State.
Depends on who they lose to, though.
Yeah.
If Penn State loses to Ohio State will have that on their resume.
Yeah, they all beat each other and have one loss. It's the three-way tie, I believe. Somebody check it in the chat. But the Big Ten championship, you go if you're away the longest or something. It's ridiculous how it's decided, but
okay. Brommelkamp's in the back. We'll get to him here in just 1 second. Yeah.
How's he look? Is he ready to go?
He looks good. I think he's at the stadium.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he actually. I think
it's Tuesday. What the hell is he doing at the stadium?
Football media day, press day.
Oh, you got to go to them press conference.
You got to go to the press conference. You got to go see. It's Cyhawk week, man. It's a big week. You got to have these conversations.
Sound for this game against the coaches and all that other stuff.
Hold on 1 second, Todd. We'll get you up here. We'll get it all figured out. Hold on, let me pull this off, and we could do this, and we do this. And we do.
Have you seen the total on this game? Did you check the total today?
I have not. One Mr. Todd Brommelkamp, KGYM Radio in Iowa, joining us. Is that the one and only Kinnick Stadium behind you, Todd?
It is. Please tell me that you guys can hear me.
I can hear you.
Wow, you sound amazing.
I can't say no to you guys. So Perrault sends me the link, and then he tells me that I need earbuds. I say I'm on my phone. He goes, "No problem. You just need earbuds." I didn't have any earbuds.
Well, so, just because the feedback would have been, we would have heard the cars driving behind you. We would have heard everything.
So 20 minutes ago, I run into Target and I buy the cheapest pair of earbuds that I can find, and they're not charged. I've been driving around Iowa City for the last 20 minutes trying to charge these. So if these crap out in the middle of the interview, sorry about that.
That's fine. You
just got a guy in a tractor here driving by too.
Yeah,
that's okay.
No, but actually, you sound phenomenal. All right, give us the mood there after the win for Iowa, but they don't score 25 points over Utah State. Under comes in, so they're below their average already for Brian Ferentz to keep his job. And then you watch a pretty boring game between Iowa State and Northern Iowa. Northern Iowa never was in the game. The defense for Iowa State dominated that game. Northern Iowa couldn't really do very much. Are Hawk fans excited? Are they thinking they're coming away with a win on Saturday, or are they very nervous about this trip to Ames?
I don't know if they would admit that they're nervous. They should be. I mean, if you watch that Iowa team, that Utah State is not a very good Mountain West team. I know they went to a bowl game last year, but there was some uncertainties. They had a lot of guys come in out of the transfer portal, but 24 points against that team has me really nervous about this Iowa team.
Brommelkamp, good to see you, first of all. The chat's going crazy. They love when you come on the show.
I'm sure they are.
It's flowing, Todd, Brommelkamp, blah, 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 blah. The total in the game's 36.5, and you want to go under. Like, how many points is going to win this football game?
Well, you guys know what it was last year, right? The final score, wasn't it 10-7?
Yes.
Yeah. First team to 10.
First team to 10.
He's not wrong. I mean, Iowa State's offense is not good. The starting quarterback obviously is not on the team. Starting running back's not on the team. 2 offensive linemen aren't on the team. So they've got big problems right now, obviously, with depth in what they thought they were going to have on offense. Their defense is their strength, and they showed it against Northern Iowa. And, I mean, neither team wants to be aggressive. Neither team wants to take chances. This is, get to know the punters' names because they're going to be called quite a bit coming up in this game, right?
Have you ever seen a blocked punt go 37 yards? That's how good Iowa's punter is. Utah State got to one on Saturday, and it still went 37 yards. Look, Iowa State was a little bit better than I thought they would look against UNI, and Iowa was not as good as I thought they would look against Utah State. So I thought I had a good read on this game 2-3 weeks ago, even a week ago, And now I don't know what to expect on Saturday, other than the fact that I'm probably going to be bored out of my mind in Ames.
What's the injury status of Cade, though? What's the thigh looking like? Because that's my number one concern.
I'm going to find out in about 10 minutes because he's talking in about 10 minutes inside the football complex. So that's why I'm down here in Iowa City. I think he's okay. I think he's going to be good to go, but I'll know here, unfortunately, after I get done with you guys. But I don't think they would have made him available on Saturday if he was not in any shape to play this week, unless there was a setback that I don't know about. So I think he's going to be good to go, and he gives Iowa an upgrade at quarterback, but I don't know what that does for this team.
So have expectations remained the same, tempered back a little bit for the Big Ten and the division for Iowa after that average, maybe below average performance, or are we still like going to the Big Ten championship game?
Well, I had a buddy texting me when it was 14-0 about making reservations in Indianapolis, and I said, go ahead and make them as long as they're refundable, which they are up until November 1st. So we're good. We've got the Airbnb situation taken care of in downtown Indianapolis, but the schedule, the way that it sets up, they don't play Ohio State, they don't play Michigan. They got to, Dave, they go to Penn State here in a couple weeks, and that's probably going to be a loss. But this is it for East-West. And if they're going to get back to Indianapolis, this is maybe their last best chance to do it. But, man, I just don't know. They should have had a better game than they did against Utah State, and that makes me really nervous, especially going into this weekend against Iowa State, which it's a non-conference game. Kirk Ferentz will tell you it's just another game. They'd rather go 8-0, 9-0 in Big Ten play than lose a Big Ten game and beat Iowa State. I don't know whether I completely believe that or not, but they feel like they've got a shot to get to Indianapolis this year. So does Wisconsin, so does Illinois, and, well, I would say maybe Nebraska, except they lost to Minnesota in week 1. So you're looking at 3 teams in the Big Ten West, in my opinion.
Todd, the running attack, I was kind of surprised. I thought Iowa would run the ball better.
Sorry, did you say running attack? Because there wasn't one on Saturday. Okay.
Where was it? Because I was really surprised. I thought Iowa's offensive line was going to be better this year, and they're going to be able to open up some holes against the Utah State front. That arguably, look, Utah State opened the year last year with 4 straight unders, but one of which was a 55-0 loss at Alabama. So I thought Iowa would run the ball, run the clock, and that's why I like the under, but they couldn't really run the ball. How big of a concern is that going into this week?
I think it's got to be a major concern. We were told all summer long that the offensive line was better than it was a year ago. We were told on media day that they had come further than they were last year. They brought in a all-MAC transfer, Rusty Feth, out of Miami, the Red Hawks program. They've got in another junior college transfer. They were supposed to be better, and then you look at the rushing totals against Utah State, and they were not pretty.
All right, I don't want to keep you too long. This will be the last one for me. I'm wearing the Reds hat. He's wearing the Bengals stuff. We're going to talk about Cincinnati, but I know you're a Cubs fan, and you bet on the Reds back in the summer and to win a division and all this other stuff. How do you feel about the Cubs' chances to catch the Brewers and win a division? And follow-up question, what's it been like waking up in the dark every morning, and how's the adjustment to the schedule?
All right. They're 2.5 back, I think, of the Brewers right now in the Central. I think they got a shot at chasing them down as long as Justin Steele stays healthy. I don't think he's going to win the Cy Young, but he's going to be in that top 3. For a team that didn't do much at the trade deadline, they're right where they need to be right now. I think they're 3 up in the wild card race. The Reds at 50-1. I got the value. I just didn't get to the finish line on that one. So at this point now, I'm just rooting for the Cubs to chase down the Brewers, and I think they've got a good shot at doing it. And what's it like getting up in the dark? It's Tuesday, so I got to be here in Iowa City anyway. But I saw 1 o'clock, and it was like that's cutting into nap time. Perrault told me 60-minute nap. He was absolutely correct. I did it last week, the first week in the mornings, and it was perfect. So it's been a change. I love it. I love the morning. Great.
Ooh, that's great. Yeah, it really is. It's so important. That nap it powers you through the entire day, and it
Yes.
keeps you, in particular with a family and kids, to
Yes.
have you got to be around, you got to be up. You can't be like, Daddy's went to bed at 6 o'clock. What's going on? It doesn't really work like that. So yeah, the nap is huge. All right, last one. Give me a score prediction, okay? Because I told Dave I want 39 points from a total perspective. Dave told me I'm crazy. It'll never go back to 39. You're never getting it. And I was like, all right. So 36.5, it's the number Dave always says. They want to put up a number that's going to make you stop and go, shoot. What's the score here? Is it better to bet the side, lay the 3 points in your mind that Iowa wins by 3, or is it better just to keep the trend going and bet the under?
Never take a side in this matchup. That would be my first advice. Iowa could go win this thing in Ames. Iowa State could win 2 years in a row. Look, if there's a play on this game, it's the under. They're both going to, I think, be fairly conservative. Although Iowa State did reach into the bag of tricks 4 years ago in 2019, one of the last times the game was in Ames. I wouldn't play this personally, but the play here is the under. This is going to be a 21-14 type game mapped, in my opinion. And I could be wrong. I'm wrong about a lot of things, but this is not going to turn out. We were there. I can't remember what year it was, maybe 15 years ago, and it was 44-41. It was a triple overtime. It was a thriller. Wow. Matt, you may have still been in Iowa at the time. Yep. I don't remember. But this is not going to be a 44-41 triple overtime shootout. This is going to be two defenses going up against it and sort of a war of attrition.
Yeah, I can't. 17-10 final. Whoever wins this game.
17-13 for me. Guys in the chat, put your final score in the chat and tell Bromwell Camp. Show them the BVB love. Thanks.
Bet the under. Todd, thank you so much for doing this from Iowa City, from Kinnick. We really appreciate it. Enjoyed the football press conferences. We'll talk to you down the line, all right?
All right, thanks, guys.
That is Todd Bromwell Camp, BVB Brigade member. Always love when the Brigade members come on in.
He went and got headphones just for us. That was good.
I very much appreciate him doing that, because I didn't tell him he had to have headphones. I just said it would make it a lot better if you had headphones.
Well, sometimes when you tell people,
they feel like that. Yeah, I wasn't commanding him. I said, hey, use headphones, because if you don't, all that crowd noise, all that sound gets, in the way. You know what I mean?
John just came in the chat, said 2-0. JPC to 4 said 3-2.
He's not wrong. I mean,
Konowinski 13-10. There's not a person to put over so far. 2013 for me, Ron Sean. Roginator 17-14.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those. It's just one of those games that you just bet it and forget it. It was kind of like Rutgers last week. You don't really watch it. There's so many good games in week 2. This is not one of the good games to watch, but it's a bet that will cash.
This is a watch, or this is a not watch until the total's in peril.
Fine.
It goes to the fourth quarter, and it's 20-13, and you're like, uh-oh.
Let me run it through you. Okay, here are the final scores for Iowa State, dating back to, let's go back to the last one I was at personally, which is in 2011, which is what I was there for the triple overtime game, what he was referencing. I was there.
44-41?
Yeah, I was there.
How is that even possible?
So, Bromwell Camp just has a picture of Cade walking in, so I guess Cade's walking around.
Oh,
so
all right. That's good.
Iowa leads the series 46-23. Last year, it was 10-7 Iowa State. That snapped a 6-year win streak for Iowa, in which they won 27-17, 18-17, 13-3, 44-41 in overtime,
right?
42-3. That was the real beatdown.
Wow.
31-17.
Oh.
2017. 27-21. 9-6 and 44-41 in triple overtime when I was there on September 10th, 2011.
I don't know how low you got to make the number. I mean, obviously they did it. A couple books that put 33.5 and said, go ahead, bet over. Bet them all the way up to 36.5, where it's sitting right now. You're dreamland if you think you're getting 39. You better take multiple naps.
I know.
And wake up. They ain't no getting a 39.
Remember though, so we're looking at, 27 points for Iowa. The last 3 times Iowa's played, last 5 times. Last 5 times Iowa has played in Ames. Iowa has scored 27, 18, 44, 31, 27.
Oh.
Okay. When they've gone over there, they don't show much in week 1. They always have a cupcake in week 1, and then they show everything in week 2. I'm really tempted to lay the 3 points. I really am.
It's 4.
Okay. The 4.
Bye-bye.
Fine.
That's
I'm really tempted to just lay the points with Iowa and not worry about the total, because I think the total is going to be literally gripping your couch for the entire fourth quarter, going, oh no, every time.
Right.
So part of me just says, I think Iowa wins the game going away.
By the way, Santana just came in the chat and said breaking news.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Travis Kelce's questionable Thursday Night Football.
I did that while we were talking. Hold on.
Hyperextended knee.
There you go. There
What
it
is that?
Hyperextended knee. Travis Kelce says for Thursday night opener versus the Lions is uncertain. My gut tells me that he does not play.
Oh, man. Well, it's down to 6. One place is at 5.5.
That was fast.
Totals down to 53 or 53.
Is a tight end worth 2 points or 1.5?
I mean, they're just going to bet it. They're going to take it, a half point. It was 6.5. There's no more 6.5s. DraftKings already went to 5.5. We're trying to get to the bottom right now.
Wow.
Whoa.
How much handle is on that Thursday night opener?
Let's see. Depending on the matchups of the week. Other than the Sunday night game, it's probably the biggest handle game of the day or of the week.
Oh,
it's Thursday. Well, no, because football Sunday, the first Sunday, is gigantic.
Right. That's what I thought. People just pour it on.
But it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a big decision. It always is a big decision. It's the first one that you've had in a while. Where
since the Super Bowl, right?
Numbers. Yeah. Well, no, there's NBA games that have big decisions. There was probably Stanley Cup games with Vegas being in it that had gigantic decisions and swings. But this is the first one after a summer of we need against the Dodgers, we need against the Braves, we need, you get a lot of things happening. And then they key this game to everything else for the weekend. So the handle doesn't even get fully reflected today or Thursday. So
we'll go back talking about the NFL in a little bit. We'll do baseball here in just 1 second, but let's put a finishing touch on the college football conversation. Have you seen the prices for Colorado, Nebraska ticket prices?
No, this is a big. I guess it's Colorado's home opener. What?
$222 was the cost to attend the entire season for the Buffaloes last year.
They stunk.
In 2002, for $222, you could have gone and saw every home game the Buffaloes played. The cost of attendance to the game on Saturday, the average ticket price right now is $476. Would you pay a dime to get 2 tickets to go watch Colorado, Nebraska?
No. Not in any life. I'm trying to think of in a certain situation, if I was with no. Yeah. Absolutely. Would you?
No, never in a million years. I would sell if I had tickets I have friends of mine who have tickets to this game. They bought it quick and early, who are going to the game in Colorado. Husker fans of mine that are going to Colorado for the game.
Had this discussion. We had this discussion.
I was going to go.
You were
they asked
me.
Yeah, they asked me to go. They right after Prime got hired, they bought the tickets.
Right.
And they said, we're going to Colorado. You need to come. It's a quick flight. Just fly to Denver. We have a place for you to stay. We have a ticket for you. Come on over. Do whatever. Come on up. And I was all ready to go. And then I was like, yeah, I can't now. They're like, what? I'm like, I'm doing a proxy service. I got to be in town on Saturday. I can't not be here. It's week 1 of the proxy service. They're like, really? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you guys have more fun anyway. I'll just be a fly in the ointment. I'll just be a pain in the ass because I'll point out things that the Huskers suck and you just won't like it.
Right.
So go have fun.
Yeah. Before we were talking about even the proxy service stuff, we were talking about going up there doing a show Friday.
Yeah.
With all these Nebraska people coming on and doing it, and then go into the game Saturday, and then
so now we'll go to them. So now we'll just try to figure out when we'll go to Omaha.
Omaha,
yeah. Creighton, Iowa. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
December.
Yeah. Right.
We're trying to put that
way
together.
Way better.
Better on that. I'll be very curious. Everything is going on up there. Fox College, their version of game day, whatever they call it, big noon kickoff, whatever they're calling it. They're going to be there.
Oh, they're going there because the ESPN's going to Tuscaloosa.
Everyone else is going to Tuscaloosa. Everyone Fox wise is going to Denver.
Gotcha.
To Boulder to watch Colorado, Nebraska, because that game is on at 9:00 Pacific time, 9 a.m. Pacific time for Prime and Nebraska, which that game very well might put you to sleep. So if you're a little bit hungover from the night before, you may be on the couch asleep.
What do you mean? You don't think that's going to be an exciting game?
No. Nebraska. I think the Huskers take the air out of the ball.
Oh.
I think they play keep away.
Tuesday, you say Huskers? That's where you're leaning already?
Yeah, I'm leaning Huskers to win the game and taking the air out of the ball. And yeah, I think the number 3 is right. I think it's a one possession game one way or the other, just like every other Nebraska game.
Right.
But I wish I got that 65 because that game is going to be a 24-20 type game. But the question is, can Nebraska score 20 points? I don't know if they can score 20 points.
59.5 is where that number's settling right now.
Oh, went back up. Good.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. All right. Give me 61, 62. Give me somewhere in that range. Give me over 60. I'm in love with the under.
Wow.
Yeah. Give me some. Let's buy it back up because the guys who took 65 now bought it back up at 56. They have a 10-point middle.
Doesn't happen very often in college football, but that is a good number. That's a good shot. That pregame?
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
I mean, you can do that stuff in game. You can't do that stuff pregame. That's a pretty good shot. They spotted the fake number, the wrong number, pretty quickly.
Started hammering it.
Arctic, yes, Omaha. I didn't mean that. Like I said it. I said Omaha. Like we're going to Omaha. I've heard nothing but good things about Omaha.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
So, yeah.
So the quarterback, not the DB, but the quarterback for Colorado, one of the two sons for Dion, has NIL deals currently with Gatorade,
1,
Mercedes,
2,
Under Armour,
3,
and Beats by Dre.
4.
Do you think we'll ever cap how much money a player can make in the NIL world? Because I need to know how much money Caleb Williams is making from the Wendy's deal, because most NFL players like Travis Kelce or Patrick Mahomes, when they're doing these national campaigns and they're the face of a brand, like these are legitimate, like 8-figure type of deals,
right?
Like this is like $10-12 million you're paying for a guy to be the face of your brand on a national ad campaign.
Well, a professional athlete is different than they're not getting that same number.
Why not? It's all about impressions. Yes, you are.
That same number. I don't think so.
I think you are. If you
That's
have
why. Will there be a cap? There better not be. How could there be a cap?
I don't know. Shouldn't there be some type of how much money you can make? I mean, I know it's capitalism and you want to say make as much money as you can, but at some point, how much is too much?
The whole thing is too much. It's already past that point. Now, a kid going to capitalize like this, he's going to get it all. It's just, at some point, it's leading to some turmoil within, right? It's
the one benefit, I'll say this. We always make the point that no pro basketball player would ever throw a basketball game because the amount of money they make is so much more than whatever a gambler could give them. It would be dumb for them to do it.
Right.
League minimum is $450,000 to play in the NBA. It's stupid. You're not going to take it. It's the referees who might take it, but the players will never. The more money these college kids are making in the NIL market, they're going to be like, you want to give me $50,000? Get out of here. It's a joke. I make that with one tweet. I'm not throwing my college career for you for that.
One tweet can get 50 dimes. We got to get on that program.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Depending on what the brand is. That's how Liv Dunn from LSU makes as much money as she makes. It's crazy. She's making so much money that she has started an NIL agency to do deals.
How to do it.
On how to do it, but also to help her teammates get it as well.
Oh, I love that. I mean, help the boys and girls if you can. That's great. I don't know. It's so awkward because I saw it with Kylie and the opportunities that they throw at everybody, like in a JUCO level. I can't imagine that top level and the spotlight that you have and the things that must come across. What do they do? Text them? Do they like
DM them
call
on
somebody?
Twitter? No, you DM on Twitter or your agent. I mean, you can have agency now. You can have an NIL agent. So, I mean, Liv Dunn was the test case. You know, she had a big social media following because of her looks and because she was a star athlete for LSU doing gymnastics. So her Instagram got more and more popular. Then her TikTok got more and more popular. Then someone said, okay, let's take the audience and go to a brand and say, hey, do you want her to market your brand? And 4 big brands jumped on board. And she's now she's American Eagle. She's
what a deal.
She has 3 different clothing brands that she tweets, that she texts and tweets and does all, you know, Instagram pictures for.
Well, if anybody wants to DM us, I'm at Sports BK Consig. You're at Sports Talk Matt.
They can't DM you, though.
Boston versus the book. No, just tweet at me, and then I'll tweet at you back, and I'll DM you. Yeah, my DMs are not open completely.
Mine
I have
are.
Too many people sliding into my DMs. You know what I'm saying?
I know. Too many teleshots. I know.
I'm off the market. I told you that. I'm retired. I don't want no more of that. Please. You heard her yesterday. Did you see all the number of people? I got more people texting me yesterday. They're like, you got to have a segment for Jessica every week. I said, please don't let her take over the show. I don't.
Why not? Oh, I let her take over the show. I'm good with it. Let's go.
Man, oh man.
Fridays, we got to come up with some fun name. You know, something that we can like.
You talk to her about it. You two talk. Yeah. You're on the same level. Let's work it out. I'll just come and listen. Talk all that smack.
To baseball we go. The Astros crushed the Rangers, not one back-to-back, but twice. The same 2 players last night go back-to-back for the Astros. Man. That's hard to do, is it not? I mean,
the chances of that happening.
It's ridiculous.
Come on. Can't. I mean, it's so hard to do, to come up in the order and do it again. Are the Rangers done? Are you ready to do the soliloquy for them? Or are we
no, just bet the over again tonight.
Oh, just the total?
Yeah, it's bet the over again.
Man, the Rangers season is just slipping away.
8.5. Choo. I wanted to bet it last night. I wanted to bet Astros run line. I've had very poor success this year on the run on my run line betting. So
on the road, especially.
Just in general, there's run line betting on the road. I would prefer to bet run line on the road.
Yes, of course, because you get the guaranteed 9 at bats. But
the Rangers bullpen is so bad that I'm like, Framber's actually got hit really hard by the Rangers this year. Right. ERA's over 6. He's 0-2. Opposing batting average for the Rangers is over 290. So I think he gets hit today. The Rangers bullpen is going to get torched. So they have no bullpen.
So you like over to?
I just said, you know what? I'm not going to lay at plus 140. I like it. I like plus 140 Astros run line, but I'm more comfortable betting the over.
Like that Astros logo from back in the day?
Yeah, it's okay.
People love it, man.
I know. The Astrodome is such a dump.
You were there?
I've been there. Yeah.
Look at that side thing. That's the 1986 All-Star game. God, it's really nice hat.
It's just not a nice part of. I mean, there's not many nice parts of Houston anyway. But
we're never going to Houston.
It's just
we're never going to Houston.
Just not a nice place. Didn't like living there.
Worse than Connecticut.
Never lived in Connecticut, so I can't tell you. I've only visited Connecticut multiple times and drove through it for my whole life to get through. You know, to go to like an actual place. You have to go through Connecticut to actually get to a real place. So you have to go through Hartford and race your way through that decrepit place and then get the hell out of the state as fast as possible. Well, that's fine. I have no issues with that. I can go to Richfield and hang out with my aunt and uncle. That's good. I got a place to stay in Connecticut. Hopefully not in Hartford. You know,
we're never
ESPN somehow decided to put it in Bristol, Connecticut, and everyone likes it so much that they live 45 minutes away in West Hartford. I mean, think about that. They're like, we're going to put it with our headquarters in Bristol, Connecticut. It's cheap land and cheap places. And everybody who works there is like, fuck you. I'm going to live in West Hartford. I want no part of it.
I'll never forget the first time I talked to Neil and he really opened up about what it was like living there. I mean, he had to get out.
Yeah.
He's like, You have a job, a dream of life. He's like, I can't live here no more. I just can't do it. From somebody from the West Coast and throw them there. He was like, yeah,
that's how much pull Mike Greenberg has there. Because Mike Greenberg said, I'm not driving anymore. I'm living in New York City and I'm not coming to Bristol. They built him a studio.
Right.
That's why they built that studio down on the pier. Because everybody refused to go. All their big time stars were like, we're not coming to Bristol, Connecticut anymore. We're not doing this. I'm living in New York City. You're paying me millions. I can live here in an unbelievable place and love my life. Not coming there anymore. And they're like, all right, we'll build you a studio.
I guess we better do it because, they're not coming.
So then they built the studio on the pier where First Take comes out of and all the other places now come out of. So
you like over.
Yeah. And I like Astros run line, but I bet the over.
Right. Side, it's tough. I don't know what I don't know yet about Evaldi.
That's my problem. Evaldi's going to go 4 innings.
Hold on. What? That's it?
He's going to go 4 innings. How many pitches would you let? He's so vital to them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Why would you ever let him go more than like 75 pitches tonight?
I'm looking right now. See his last start. Hold on.
Last start was in July.
That's it. It's so okay. Yeah.
This is his first start.
This is his first start off on a rehab assignment. He's only thrown bullpen sessions. He's on Dave Dunning is the option to piggyback behind Evaldi. He's not going to throw more than 40 to 50 pitches.
Okay,
that's right from MLB.
So have fun with that.
Wow.
Bullpen's coming in the game. Over.
Valdez has allowed 4 runs or more in 7 of his last 9 starts. He's 3-3 with a 5.08 ERA in that span.
And against the Rangers, he's 0-2. Against the Rangers, he's an 0-2 with a 6 ERA.
I have Valdez is 0-3 with a 5.51 ERA in his last 3 starts versus Texas. That's 10 earned runs in 16 1/3.
And that one of those starts was last year. Oh, he started 2 games this year against the Rangers.
Sorry, big business. I'm just saying. Not saying. Got to be Astros and over.
Yep, I would agree. So Justin Steele is 3-1 to win the National League Cy Young.
You're right, he is.
Snell is still the odds-on favorite to win it for San Diego. But last night, Snell was great for the Cubs.
Steele.
Sorry, what did I say? Sorry, Steele.
You said Snell.
Sorry,
Snell and Steele. Steele and Snell.
So Steele was great for the Cubs.
Yes, he was.
What do you do with this? Because he had 12 Ks against the Giants. He was dominant. And he looks like a guy who you would say is a Cy Young Award winner. I mean, you've got Strider, Snell, Gallen, and Wheeler as the main.
Gallen's done.
Okay.
I don't think Gallen. He's fallen out of favor. His number keeps going up. Nobody's
16-3. He's tied with Strider for the league lead, for the major league lead for wins. 2.55 ERA, and he is second in baseball amongst qualified pitchers in ERA, only behind Blake Snell.
This is Steele.
Yep, that's Steele.
Yeah. I mean, there's people I know saw both on social media and was told from someone else they got like 80-1 tickets on Steele.
Good ticket.
It's really good ticket to have right now. Is there value on him at 3-1 if you don't have any other tickets and you think he can win it? Yes, there is. But this is going to fluctuate every start, right? Like the next time Strider goes, if he has a really good outing, he'll go up to the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next time Steele comes around, does the team success come into play for you for betting it? If you were going to bet it, I hate betting these.
No, it's only for voters. I think for voters it does.
It does, right?
Yeah, I think if Steele's pitching in the middle of September,
you don't want Snell then because they're not winning anything.
No, but that's me. If I was a voter, I don't know what the voters are going to do with it. These are the same voters that give Mike Trout MVP trophies when his team's been out of it since July.
Well, why you keep bringing him in here?
I'm just saying people don't vote on I would vote based upon the pressure of the pitch. Are you playing in a big game? Snell will not. The Cubs will. Strider will. I would eliminate Snell. I would not even have him be on. He's not an option. He's not even a voting possibility to me.
Oh, Konowinski just jumped in there and said the Braves could rest Strider.
They could.
Not start him for the last week or something to set up the rotation.
That's a good point.
Although they're going to get the 1 seed.
I like Steele. I like this bet.
Guys in the chat, put in your National League Cy Young Award winner right now. I think it's really only those 4, obviously, right? That's it. It's right now, I would rank them Steele and Strider, then Snell, then Gallen. But who do you guys think, girls in the chat?
I think it's a good bet. I think 3-1 is a good bet on the Cubs, Justin Steele, to win the Cy Young because of what he's doing. He's hot, and the Cubs need him to be hot because
he's been a tremendous starter for them all season. This isn't just like this didn't just come on. Like when he's pitching against a team that strikes out a lot, and the Giants strike out, I think, more than anybody in baseball.
Fair.
We just got to set out the reminder the rest of September. When the Giants play against strikeout pitcher, put it in the Discord, put it on the show, tweet it, whatever. It's time to bet the pitchers they're going against. That's pitching against the Giants strikeouts prop over. So here are the teams competing for the National League wild card. The Phillies have a pretty good lead, 5.5 spots over a game over the Cubs, 76 wins and 61 losses. The Cubs, though, they start this run, 74-64 Chicago Cubs, number 2. 3-game lead on the Diamondbacks, 71-67. They have they are tied with the Reds, who are 72-68. The Miami Marlins are half a game's back at 70 wins and 67 losses, and the Giants are 1 game back after the loss to the Cubs at 70 wins and 68 losses. I mean, technically, the Phillies are still within striking distance, even though it would be very difficult because the Cubs are 3 games back in the loss column. The Diamondbacks are 6 games back in the loss column, 7 for the Reds, and 6 for the Marlins. But they've played 1 more game. It's going to be fun. Which team isn't? So that's 1 spot, 4 teams? Well, really, it's 5. Like it's 6 teams. Cubs are still. It's 6 teams for 3 spots, really. But really, it's let's just put the Phillies in. Right. Put the Phillies in. It's 5 teams for 2 spots. 2 spots. Yeah. Every start, every win, everything is extremely important for those teams. Yes. Playoffs start now in a lot of ways. Friend of the show, Joe Sheehan, does a tremendous job with his newsletter. If you guys are baseball fans at all, he wrote his latest column. I get the newsletter, joesheehan.com. Just go and sign up, whatever. But he took the Fangraphs percentages and then broke down the schedule. Ooh, okay. The Cubs and Diamondbacks have 7 games left against each other. Wow. That might determine their fate. If one of them goes 6-1 against each other, it's going to knock the other one out. The schedule is so different this year where they're not playing division teams. The Reds are legitimately still in it. They don't play 1 team above them in the standings there. They're going to determine the American League Central. Wow. The Reds are playing the Twins and the Twins and the Guardians more than they're playing anybody else. Whew. So that's fun. It's great. I think it's going to be a blast coming down the stretch. So agreed. Get some good series start soon. Haven't done one of these in a while. What? You haven't done the Ohtani watch, but we haven't done it in a while. But surgery is coming for Shohei Ohtani. But the question is, what type of surgery? Agent for Ohtani yesterday saying they're still weighing multiple options on the proper course of action on the right elbow for Ohtani. But according to the agent, he's in a good place mentally and received positive feedback from several doctors.
Ohtani took batting practice before the game. He winced in pain. They pulled him with a right oblique tightness, is what they called it yesterday, to undergo further testing for Ohtani. He looked very awkward with the swing. It was not a good scene, but it wasn't an elbow situation. It looks like it was a back or an oblique deal. He most likely does need Tommy John surgery. The question is going to be when. He's most likely going to need to have the surgery done. It's an injury to the ligament in a different place than what he had it in 2019. So it's a different place, different tear, not the same place that he had it in 2019. They are thinking there might be another surgery they could do to repair it without having full-blown Tommy John. But when asked about will he be a two-way player, the answer was yes. He's still going to be a two-way player.
Well, they have to say that.
Of course,
in case he actually hits the free agency. Yeah, of course, everything's going to be fine. There's nothing to see here. We're going to fix that thing again, and he's going to go back to doing what he was doing. Right. Make sure we pay the money. Like it should just say that at the end. Everything is contingent on us getting the money. Then we'll figure it out. Do you feel like he may be getting bad advice here? Like,
I think he's tired. I think he's tired. I think he's worn out. I think he's banged up. I think the guy needs to stop playing baseball for a while. Like, sit him down. There's no need to play meaningless baseball games anymore. Angels are out of it. Sit the dude down.
People coming to the ballpark to see him play still?
Yep, but it doesn't matter. His agent said there's an operation with a shorter recovery time that involves using an internal elbow brace, but it's unclear whether or not that's on the table or not.
I don't want the agent talking about my medical condition if I'm Ohtani. Like, I'd tell the guy, zip it.
Quote, multiple doctors looked at this and they said, this is the best case scenario for the situation we're in. That's a really interesting word sentence right there. Wow. The ligament itself and the graft that was put in with the ligament in 2018 is still intact, no problems. And that's a real positive to take away from this.
That's not what I mean. The spin control that's going on with all this, it's just turning my stomach. Like, just, geez, what? Just, you're right. Just rest. Take a nap. You just talked about how good the naps. You'll feel better. Take a nap. Like the rest of September. Just come to the ballpark, wear the pullover, sit on a bench, wave to the fans, and sit and enjoy the game.
When the agent was asked about what happened on the August 3rd start in which he came out with cramping in his right middle finger and then declined to have anything looked at, declined the MRI, declined the doctors to examine him, quote, there wasn't any issues with the elbow, no issues with the shoulder, no problems. He was good to go. The fatigue thing really was, I think, blown out of proportion. People were just assuming that he was breaking down and there should have been signs for people to notice, but that wasn't the case at all. Except that numbness in your middle finger isn't normal.
Not good.
It's a sign of what's going on in your elbow. Because that's what, I mean, for those of you who do stuff, you know what carpal tunnel is. So like I've developed carpal tunnel from boxing.
Oh.
So gripping, whenever you grip something
medical
really
portion of the show. Go ahead, continue, sir.
But when you grip it really tight, okay? This is from boxing. You grip your fists really tight, okay?
You said when you grip it really tight. I just go ahead. Versus stop.
Yes.
Oh.
This causes elbow problems. It cuts off the circulation.
Oh.
Okay. So that's why you wear braces. If you have carpal tunnel, you can wear a brace at night to let the blood flow, but you feel it in your elbow. Like carpal tunnel comes from your elbow. So tennis elbow, same thing. It comes from your elbow. It's squeezing your hands really tightly. So like the idea that like his hand, someone saying, well, the shoulder and elbow were fine, it was in his hand, is just medically stupid. Like it's a dumb comment. Anybody who knows anything about athletes would go, yeah, one of the first signs of elbow trouble is forearm tightness, hand problems. Look, this is what Evaldi is dealing with coming back tonight for the Rangers. He had forearm tightness, which everyone's really concerned about. Is that the beginning of the UCL ligament starting to fray? So I don't get it. I find it, the whole thing about like, he didn't want to be looked at. He knew his elbow was messed up. He just didn't want to tell anybody.
Right. Biggie J27 said swing a hammer for a living. LOL. That has to be a pain
Of course.
with the elbow thing.
Carpal tunnel, all the different things, UCL injuries that will happen. There's all things that tennis elbow, all things that will happen. I mean, I wake up after I box consistently. I wake up.
How do you feel today after the workout?
Oh,
yesterday?
I'm sore.
Are you sore? Can you lift your arms up?
I can, yeah, but I'm so sore.
Right there.
I'm just actually, it's not my shoulders are sore, but it's more like my legs and different parts of my legs because I can run. But when you're going around in circles in a boxing ring, you use different muscles than what you're used to using. So I'm more sore, like walking around the house. I'm like, oh, that's sore. Oh, that's sore. Yeah. So I was gonna go for a run this morning. I was like, yeah, I better not push that. I'm a little bit tight. We'll do that. We'll run after the show. We'll do some good stretching and then go for a run after the show. Not before the show. Because the weather here in Vegas could not be more beautiful. I'm
afraid to jinx it. I talked to somebody back east today. I talked to
hot in New England. It's hotter there than here.
Unbearably hot, almost 100 degrees with 95% humidity.
Yeah.
I said, I'm outside. The sun just coming up. It's 65 degrees right now. It was
gorgeous.
Perfect.
Yep. It's awesome here. So I'm going to go for a run later today. So it's good stuff. Okay, time for 32 teams and 31 shows. So here's the story. We are doing the Bills and the Jets on Monday before Monday Night Football. Okay, so if you're following along on the Pro Football Talk post-draft top 32 list, you would go, wait, this is not supposed to be the Bengals. That's why we're doing the Bengals, because we're taking it now. We're at 4, 3, 2, 1 until Friday, and then we'll do the other two, Bills, Jets, on Monday when they play each other on Monday Night Football. Just FYI on that. So today, the Cincinnati Bengals going in here. So
a lot of people call them Bangles, like the Bangles, like the music band. You remember the Bangles?
Walk like an Egyptian.
Yes, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Well,
my mother loved. She was gorgeous. What was her name? The lead singer of that of the Bengals.
The lead singer of the Bengals. Someone's gonna know it in the chat. It wasn't Belinda Carlisle, was it? I don't know. Lead singer of the Bengals.
No, but she was gorgeous. Brunette. She was big childhood crush.
Could you do it? The walk like an Egyptian thing? That was what everybody was doing.
Everyone could do it. I think I was 8 when that song came out.
Yeah, I was in high school.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Walk Like an Egyptian came out in 1986.
Yeah.
So I was wow, same year as the worst sports year of my life. Wow.
1986? Oh, that's when the Red Sox lost.
Red Sox lost in the World Series, and the squish and the Patriots got destroyed by the Bears. 86 was my worst year of my childhood for sports.
Yeah.
Heartbreak in the beginning, heartbreak in the summer.
Big Brown Eyes. That was one of their other songs, the Bengals. Who was the lead singer? Somebody come in and chat and tell me. I can't remember who it was.
It was the Bengals were sung by there we go. Susanna Hoffs.
Susanna Hoffs. There it is. 1-star Goroff.
Susanna Hoffs. Yep. That's who I was thinking of here. All right. Bengals 10.5 games win total, juiced over -145 at most books. Last year they went 12-5. That's not 12-4, 12-5. Sorry. They went 12-5 last year. Not 12-4.
Still do it. Everything was 16 games back in the day.
Yeah, the brain just goes, it's 12-5. I see 12 wins. I think 12-4. Reason to be excited. As stacked of a roster as you're going to find as anybody in the division, Joe Burrow once again will be an MVP candidate if he stays healthy, which is a very big concern, obviously, because if he doesn't stay healthy, their season is toast. Injuries late last year, in particular to the offensive line for the Bengals, really wreaked havoc on their ability to perform in the playoffs. Division will not be easy, as it's the best division in football, arguably, coming up here this season. So here's the schedule for the Bengals. Let's see if we can find 11 wins for the Cincinnati Bengals.
I did not block Sonic. The guys in the chat said I blocked Sonic. I didn't see Sonic say Susanna Hoffs. I apologize.
Oh,
sorry.
Oh, okay. You didn't block.
Thank God. I don't want to block anybody else. I didn't know I blocked anybody the first time. Tyler's back in the chat. Thank goodness.
Do they open up 0-2?
No. They could, though, right? They could lose at home to Baltimore. Wouldn't be the most surprising thing. Is he healthy? Is Burrow fine?
They say he is.
He's just starting the season like nothing's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
He looked like that calf went down like he got
Shot.
ripped right out. Bam.
Yep.
I mean, they're going to win the next two.
Afterwards, yes. Next 3.
Split the first 2 and then win the next 3, 4-1.
Yep. And then Seattle, tough game for the bye.
They're winning that game at home. 5-1.
All right. I say
5-1 to the bye.
Yeah, most likely. And then buckle up. At San Francisco.
Lose.
Home for Buffalo.
See, I think they win that game. So that's 6-1. Holy crap.
That's
Steelers
7-1 then, because they're beating Houston. 7-2, lost to the Ravens on the road.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh comes to town.
Steelers, this is their team that can't beat the Kryptonite. Can't beat them right now. 8.
Jacksonville on the road.
Lose.
Oh, man, really?
Yeah.
All right, I'll go with you. Indianapolis at home.
Win. 9.
Minnesota at home.
Come on. The home team going to Cincy in December? No way. 10.
Agreed. At Pittsburgh, at Kansas City, back-to-back road trips. They're already in need of
That would be
one.
outstanding if the Steelers could beat them. I don't think, but they could go to Kansas City and win too. And
They go 2-1. I think they win 2 of the 3 games in some order. Burrowhead on New Year's Eve day.
they're going over that season win number, aren't they?
Yep.
It's 11.
Yep. That's why it's juiced the way it is.
Damn.
Can they win the division?
Hell yeah. No.
Will they win the division?
I don't know. You did that thing with the Ravens last week. We did the Ravens.
I don't need the Ravens to win the division, though. That's the beautiful thing. I think they
Yeah, I
could,
know.
but I don't need them to win the division. They can get there as a wild card team.
If one of the two, if they go 2-0, against the Ravens, they win a division. If the Ravens go 2-0 against the Bengals, they probably win a division. If they split, then it could be. Oh, say they split. I think I like Cincy better to win the division. Although we did that schedule, how do the Ravens not win 11 games?
Oh, it's going to come down to whoever wins 12. I think whoever goes 12-5 wins the division. That's the number.
Can we agree to say it's not Cleveland?
Yes, fair. 3-team race. Yes, Cleveland will not win the division. I would agree with that.
I don't think the Steelers are going to win 12 games with their schedule either, but that would be awesome.
But all 3 could be in the playoffs, though.
I think all 3 will be in the playoffs.
So
I got to do the video for the Jerome Bettis show later today. I'm going to be on a Jerome Bettis show this fall in Pittsburgh.
Good.
This other thing. The Steelers division win. They have on their app division wins for each team. There's a number. Steelers division wins is 2.5 minus 138.
Over.
How is that not one of the plays I give out on the first show?
Over.
They go 3-3 in a division, right? At worst.
Yep. Agreed.
Split with the Ravens.
I mean, beat the Browns twice, and then you win one more. So,
well, that would be outstanding. It may be a problem going to Cleveland, though. But I mean,
I don't know. I think they can win in Cleveland.
Sorry, Percy. No Cleveland shade right now.
Oh,
if you like the show, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Get used to the Cleveland shade. As much as he likes to,
Hammer. Can I get you Hammer Cleveland?
Cleveland's a great place to visit. Don't get me wrong. Them fans, those Browns fans. You got the Browns guy handy in the thing, the mascot guy, the AI guy. Look at that guy. That's the Cleveland guy. Come on. I mean, seriously. So there will be Cleveland shade. The Ravens guy. Look at that.
Still
I
on the
can't
right.
say nothing about the Steeler guy. Where's the Bengal? You got the Bengal?
Oh, I didn't pull the Bengal. I should have pulled the Bengal.
Oh, we needed the Bengal for today.
I didn't pull the Bengal.
You and this Dolphin. You really like this Dolphin.
No, I think
There's your Packer.
I just think he's not. I like this guy. That guy I like.
You won't
That guy I
stop.
like. He's cute. I like that guy. He's cool. I have no idea what that thing is though. Like that's just weird.
I don't like that guy at all.
He's weird. I don't know why
Wish I had one of them hard hats. I would wear it for the video.
You would?
Do. Oh yeah, I mean the Yinzers will love the videos. Yeah,
The Bengals
people
guy.
from Pittsburgh like to really pump up people from Pittsburgh, so I'm looking forward to doing.
What
that,
you're like Iowans? You guys are like Iowa
a
people?
little bit like that.
You obsess over the Iowa people?
I mean, they took our uniforms. They just they did. I mean, they asked, but
Here for you. Here you go.
look at this guy. Now I like that guy. That's a Bengal. No, why
It
they
is.
gotta make that like?
I don't know. He's a weird looking dude.
He's gonna get carpal tunnel. Look
Yeah.
how tight he's squeezing that.
He looks like he's. I don't know. The eyes are just weird.
I like the stripes though.
The stripes are nice, but the facial features looks like some like weird acid trip. Like it's just a weird. Like just doesn't look right. It looks weird. Like his head's caved in. Like see, he's got
Nose is smashed.
yeah, he's got
smushed up
caved.
a little bit.
His
right?
forehead's caved in. I can't figure
It's
out
all
why.
crinkly. It's all
Why is his
crinkly. You
forehead
gotta have it
caved
smooth.
in?
Smooth.
It's weird looking. It's a weird looking thing. It looks like somebody kicked him in the head. Just
Oh, like the divot in the
Yeah,
middle.
yeah.
It looks like he took a shot in a fight. He got split open.
and his eyes are cross-eyed because of it.
Right?
I don't know. I'm just not a fan of I'm not a fan of the Bengal. It's just one of those things. But yes, I
Put
do.
it in the chat, boys. We got
Bet
a
the
nice
over.
crowd in here. Everybody just piled in again. And what was it? Almost 12 o'clock? Hey,
On the
look
news,
at this.
on the nose.
Where do they come from? I don't even know the time of the day. I just look in the chat and go, oh, there's an influx of people. It must be noon. Thank you all for joining. Who is
Cool.
winning the AFC North?
Ooh,
Put it in there right now.
I think
Let's
the
call it a
Bengals.
show.
You
You say Bengals.
I'm gonna go Bengals. Yeah, but I think the Ravens.
You bet the Ravens to win the whole AFC.
Yeah, because they can do it multiple different ways. And I need them to win one game, get to the divisional round, and can start hedging off of it. That's why I bet it. I think the Ravens will win one game. So your Steelers are playing the 49ers. Nick Bosa has not done a deal yet to play in this game for the 49ers. According to head coach Mike Tomlin yesterday, they are preparing for the Niners to have Nick Bosa available for them defensively on Sunday. He thinks the deal will get done between now and game time to put Nick Bosa, on the field. The line disagrees, though. We're seeing nothing but money come in here on the Steelers. We're now down to 2.5.
There's 2 twos already today.
Okay, so then there you go. People are betting it as if Nick Bosa is not playing.
Damn it.
Why is that? Damn it.
I don't like when they bet my team. I don't. It loses more often than not when they do it this early. The total's down to what? 41?
Running teams.
Ugh, it's going to be a snoozer, isn't it?
No, I don't know.
Tight defensive game.
I mean, it's not. It's funny. The games of the weekend are on Saturday, not Sunday.
Whoa. What does that even mean? They're all
There's-
playing NFL games on Sunday.
But the NFL games are good games, but they're like the heat, the real like, oh my gosh, let's go type matchups are all on Saturday.
You mean Raiders Denver doesn't do it for you?
No,
Miami and the Chargers?
no.
Somehow we got Philadelphia, New England. How did
That's
they
a
get the
great game.
late window? for
That's a
that?
great game because it's
That's
on CBS.
ridiculous.
It's on CBS, right?
So what?
Doubleheader. You want the late night Sunday afternoon audience to watch Tom.
Tom, it doesn't play anymore.
Tom is going to be there the entire game. Over under number of times Tom Brady's on TV on Sunday.
So what?
That's what the TV people want. People like watching Tom Brady. That's why the game, you have to. Why is the game in the afternoon window? I'm telling you why the game's in the afternoon window. That is why.
Like Green Bay, Chicago. Okay, that's in the Midwest. Put it in the afternoon window. And then
No.
it's Las Vegas,
They
Denver.
want What is the
It's
biggest
Miami
audience?
and the Chargers.
What is
and it's
the
a Rams,
biggest
Seattle,
audience?
all teams in the Pacific time zone.
What is the biggest audience on CBS every single week? The 1 hour prior to 60 Minutes. That football game. Okay. They want the biggest audience. They want the biggest game. Makes perfect sense. Put that game in that window. Brady. Get ready.
Philadelphia, New England.
Yep.
So
Get ready. There'll be a lot of Brady stuff for that. If you are a fantasy football player, how worried
people
you?
that do like fantasy that watch the show.
They do.
Thank
A lot of
you.
them. If you drafted Cooper Kupp, how nervous are you that he's going to see a hamstring specialist? Because this guy is the Rams offense. Without him, they're in deep trouble.
It stinks for the whole league when one of the best guys is questionable. Because, like, when do you take him? You know, like we got JJ watching the show, James Jernigan, the valet guy who he just did his fantasy league. He picked 7th. Would you take him 7th overall, knowing this? Can't.
Hamstrings are so fickle.
Oh,
They just, if he's seeing a specialist, he re-injured it. They thought he was okay. He re-injured it. Now they're going to go back and see what the best course of treatment should be. It doesn't sound like he's playing anytime soon. Rams very well might punt the season just to get the first pick.
the kid stays home.
I mean, not home entirely,
He
but
goes right from USC right over to the SoFi.
yes, possible. Cade Williams. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean,
Williams. Oh, yeah.
So no, Brent. I don't. If Stafford, as it doesn't matter, you drafting that kid, he stays home.
Oh, there's not even a.
It's
yeah.
just done deal.
Don't even ask a question. You're doing it. Yes. Open and shut.
Do people watch 60 Minutes anymore?
Yeah. It's still.
Is it still?
There's 2 shows on TV that are the longest running news programs out there. Meet the Press, 60 Minutes.
I know, but do people still watch it?
Sure. Oh, yeah. People
Dodger
still watch
Long,
Sunday
see,
morning.
The Brigade said
Remember
that
Sunday
people
morning
don't
with
watch
Charles Perrault?
it. Of course.
Right? So people still watch that show.
Only because it was on, but like people don't watch it.
That's
anymore.
so true.
You didn't have
That is so true. That show is like watched by everybody just because the fucking thing was on. Like nobody wanted to watch that.
Nobody
show.
wanted to watch
it. Was
it?
like you were just like kids. This is a show called. It was Sunday morning with a guy named Charles Perrault. I used to watch it because I laughed. Like my last name sounds like your last name, so I'd watch it and like. It was always like this. It had like the bubbling, the brooks of like in Vermont or the waving fields in Nebraska, and they would just have like. They did the moment of zen that YouTube does before YouTube did that. Like that's where YouTube stole that moment of zen type of thing was from Sunday morning. And they would just have that random nature thing going on, like a hummingbird buzzing and just be up for like 30 seconds. You'd be flipping by. You'd be like, what's that? Why am I watching? Why is that on TV? It would just go. And then they'd come back and that guy's like deep, somber voice. You'd be like, hello. There are people in the Midwest who they talk very, very soft and somber.
You got that. You still got that in you. You went like smooth jazz DJ.
Yeah. So that was always. I used to always laugh at that whenever I used to watch that as a kid on Sunday morning, waiting for the NFL to start. It was always on at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and the pregame shows would start at 12. Right. And you're just trying to get to the pregame shows.
Like out west, never watch that show.
Oh, I guarantee. Why would they ever? There's no need to, right?
Never.
Right?
You're sleeping. You don't watch that show unless you live in the East Coast time zone or you still have a rotary dial changer on your TV and you didn't want to get up and change it, right? Just put that on. Remember my mom used to have it on a background noise like, what in the hell is this on for?
It was always like a very like serious adult topic.
Oh,
only like adults really cared about it. Like it was like a bridge game happening in Bridgeport that had happened for 30 years in a row, and everybody was so excited about this bridge game that these people multi generations play in this bridge game. Like, like who cares?
I really like that voice you go to when you do that. Though that was good.
The Charles Perrault voice. One more before better to book it. Front Office Sports. They are reporting the NFL is strongly considering putting games on NFL Plus, the NFL streaming service.
Hold on. Time out. What in the... Sorry, Will. What the fuck is NFL Plus?
You know what it is? Yeah, NFL Plus.
I got to get more shit to watch the games?
It's their
That's
new
it.
streaming service. NFL Plus is if you want to buy the all 22, you want to buy the red zone. This is the NFL streaming service. It has two levels. One is $6.99 a month. One is $14.99 a month. And they are now, after 2024, they are strongly considering that they will put standalone games, which eventually will lead to the NFL.
Wait, they're going to mess around with the Sunday night football and the Monday night football?
Just standalone. They could take one Sunday game. They could take a Saturday game and put it on there, like they do with Peacock when they for college games.
With the NFL, they're going to do this?
Yeah.
I'm out.
So it's starting when these contracts are up. It's coming to this. When the contracts are up, you are going to see the NFL one day own its own property, own its own broadcasts, and all the ad revenue, all that money will stay with them. They won't need NBC. They won't need CBS. They won't need Amazon. They won't need anybody.
Nothing.
They'll just do it themselves.
Man, oh man. What a world.
It's beginning to come down to that. And that will be wild because for people in the media, you're talking about a lot of jobs are going to go away in the media.
Right?
It's a lot of halftime shows, sideline reporter, play-by-play people who then could move over and work for the NFL, I guess. But now you're working for essentially the NFL network and you got to be real careful what you say publicly. Oh boy. Can't be criticizing owners. Can't be criticizing anybody. Keep your mouth shut.
I don't think do you think that's a good idea?
No, but they don't care because they want total control.
Oh, hell no. Seriously.
I mean, the NFL network says that their people have complete autonomy. They can say what they want until you talk to someone who works for the NFL network.
Right.
And then they're like, yeah, they say that, but it's not really true.
It's not, I mean,
you can't report.
It's understood. Like you watch it, right?
Right. It's propaganda. I mean, you're watching the propaganda channel, which is fine.
Speaking of propaganda, did you see Crunchy Beaver's super chat?
No, but we'll do that in bonus time, though.
Well, he didn't ask because it's just a comment.
Okay.
He dropped a good one. The Ravens AI is the best one, in my opinion. Cincy over, unless Burrow gets hurt. I think they beat the 49ers off the bye. Jessica should be a semi-regular guest, too. That was a riot yesterday, LMAO. Listen, Crunchy Beaver would love you. You keep dropping these dimes. I would appreciate it. Please, this is good. Talk about propaganda and controlling the message. She's going to come on here. I don't know. I can't stream the NFL. I don't like the Thursday game thing already. I didn't like it last
on
year.
Amazon, right?
It's fine if that's the only thing I'm going to watch. But if the game stinks and I want to just change the channel to a baseball game, it takes like 5 minutes. I got to get out of the app, switch the thing.
Are you following the ESPN versus Spectrum story at all? Sonic is talking about this.
Another versus thing. We got a lot of people versus a lot of people here. Boston versus the book.
Yeah.
And a lot of versus ESPN versus Spectrum.
Involving Disney. Disney and Charter Communications have a corporate dispute that has caused millions of Spectrum customers to lose access to the all Disney-owned networks, including ESPN. Titled,
so they can't see this stuff?
Yeah, titled, "Here's what you need to know about the dispute between Spectrum and Disney Entertainment. It's a predictable propaganda piece aimed at getting customers to pressure Charter to cave its position. Quote, to cut through the noise, here are some of the important points to consider as the dispute disrupts one of the biggest TV weekends of the year."
Okay.
It basically just goes into this whole thing, but they're telling everyone to download ESPN Plus. Basically, what they're saying is they're telling all Spectrum customers to cancel Spectrum and download ESPN Plus and get Hulu. Get Hulu for live TV and get Disney Plus.
Wow.
Yeah. So going to war with Spectrum folks in a big, big way. So
Santiago Garza came in and chat, said, my cable is Spectrum, and right before kickoff of the Utah game, they just cut the feed.
Yep. They put up that little that warning, that screenshot saying contact Disney to tell them to break the stalemate between Charter Communications and Disney over their channels, over payment for their channels.
What in the hell is going on?
This is why not just the NFL taking over their own stuff, ESPN will take up their own stuff. ESPN will be direct to consumer soon. Cable companies are going away. So that's what that is. It's another shot in the whole cable company versus content provider war.
Damn, son.
That will continue going on.
It's going to get ugly.
Yeah, it's not stopping anytime soon. So if you have Spectrum, it's not ending. You don't have access to the game on Monday night. That's the next big. I mean, Saturday obviously is big. Game day is big on Saturday. Can't watch game day. Can't watch some of the ESPN games. But then the Monday night football game between the Bills and the Jets,
right?
It's gonna piss off a lot of people. But you can watch it on ESPN Plus, so you can get around it. But you have to go add another streaming service.
Which it's like adding another app on my phone. Oh, get this app. You could do this. I have enough apps. Like I don't want to keep swiping. Like I got to go 5 screens deep now because I have all these apps. And you'll watch NFL games on your phone though, won't you?
100%.
I can't stand watching a game on my phone. I just don't feel like I see enough. Like I just want to enjoy the game. Lay on the couch on your phone and watch the game on your phone.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love doing it. It's phenomenal. Watch your ears. Proxy NFL story of the day for you guys who are on Sirius XM. You'll get to used to the stingers and the noise and everything else. You'll be like, what the hell is that? And why did Matt say watch your ears? Just FYI on that. You guys are going to text 702-570-8255. We got someone coming in from Hawaii today. We got a Hawaii guy coming in today.
Yes,
take care of him after the show is over. And then we will get to some other, the bread men are all coming in tomorrow, right? When are what Thursday for them? What are we doing? Wednesday, Thursday?
I think the boys, some of them are getting here tonight. Others are getting here tomorrow. Lou will be here tomorrow. Haven't coordinated if we need to pick them up or what. The Sharapan might be in service.
Oh.
Depends on what the wife's doing. Listen, if I could pick them up, let's save them the aggravation of getting picked up at the airport and dropped off right now. That'd be worth it alone.
That's true.
Yeah.
702-570-8255 is the number. When I say the word Chris Mortensen to you, what comes to mind?
Mort was one of the first-time insiders, and then he beat cancer. Those are the 2 things I think of.
So he announced this morning he is retiring after the NFL draft after 33 years. Chris Mortensen will step away from the NFL, step away from reporting in general to focus on his family and his health.
God bless him.
It's amazing. But Chris Mortensen was one of the first insiders. When Chris Mortensen reported it, you 100% believed it.
No doubt.
He had it when Chris Mortensen reported it, it was like, oh wow, nobody questioned him ever. Lock it in when his report came out. It is the end of an era.
It is. This is. There's not going to be another era like that, though. Like now,
correct,
with everything. So, I mean, there was the only way to get it was when Mort said it.
Yep.
Like there wasn't an internet. There wasn't social media. There wasn't alternative. Like it was. What did he say? He talked to who? Whoa. It's never going to happen again. There's not going to be anybody like that. He did it for so long.
Well, the gatekeepers are gone. Like he was a gatekeeper. He had all the access, much like Woj for a long time was a gatekeeper for the NBA. And then Shams and other people came on board to do their thing. Those individual gatekeepers they'll still be like the guys who lead, but there won't be the same exclusivity as there was with Chris Mortensen. And then there was Schefter. And then there's Rappaport. We've seen others.
Yeah, but the stuff that, not that they don't report stuff that's breaking or interesting or whatever, but now it always feels like I never really worried about Mortensen's credibility.
No, never.
ever.
Nope.
And as I get older and you guys are here and like stuff, I don't know. Yeah, I question everything. I always did. But when Mort said it, I was 99% sure that was it. Like there was 1%. Now when people say stuff, it's at least 50-50. Maybe, maybe not. Why is he saying this now?
What's the angle?
Right? Like what are we doing?
What are you using it for?
Yeah.
What's the leverage point? Yeah, it's true. But after we got some time, obviously, to say goodbye to him. But he announced that this morning that this is his last year covering the NFL. Once the draft hits in April, where's the draft in April? Shoot, Detroit, I think, where the draft is.
Oh,
yeah, I think it's in Detroit.
Detroit.
After it's over, he will step away from covering the NFL to focus on his health. Time for Better to Book. Who are listening on Sirius XM, you don't know what Better to Book it is. I gave Dave 3 bets. What's wrong? Why are you laughing?
Mikey Awesome just said some poor fella's 93 Toyota Camry speakers just blew out because he was listening through the old tape to headphone cord plugged into his phone.
Can't get Sirius XM doing that way, by the way. So FYI, no 93 Toyota's got Sirius XM, but for you listening on Sirius XM, we appreciate you guys. You can always follow the show on social media at Boston versus the Book. Better to Book it. Dave, I give him bets. If he likes it, he bets it. If he doesn't, he books it. Thus the name, Bet It or Book It. We are starting with the Orioles team total today, over 4.5 at -125 today.
Baseball.
3 baseball plays for you.
Baby, you're back.
Yeah.
I told you last week on Thursday you would be back.
I had no choice. There's no football tonight.
Yeah, I thought you might partake in some WNBA or some other crap just to avoid baseball. But
no,
we're back with baseball, bro. I'm happy.
Orioles will score a lot tonight against Reed Detmers in particular because that bullpen is horrific. They score for Dean Kramer. He's gotten great run support. 9 and 7 runs in his last 2 starts.
4.5 minus a quarter?
Mm-hmm.
Let's check team total. Yeah, I like this one. Yeah, bet it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep. Orioles into the Dodgers. Over 7.5. Marlins and the Dodgers. Dodgers #1 team on the road this season to overs. Yes, I know who's pitching. Better to Book it.
Like Dodgers team total over better or no?
Luzardo, yes and no. I do think that that's decent, yes, but Kershaw, call it a hunch, call it whatever you want, but the Marlins, I think, might be able to get to Kershaw, and I think they get to the bullpen for the Dodgers even more. Kershaw's last 3 starts, 9-1, 6-1, 7-1.
Damn it. Hesitant on
Dodgers team total was not out. Full disclosure, Dodgers team total was not out last night. So I did like it.
Team
4, I think it's 4.5.
What is it? 4.5? Yeah, 4.5, and then 3.5 is 8.
Yeah.
Here we go again. Total in the game 7.5. Just won't use the regular number to add it up. Why am I hesitating? I got to trust my gut here and say book this one.
Okay. 2 of those 3 games.
Dodgers.
Possible. I think the Marlins are going to score. They need it.
Oh, if you think the Marlins are going to score, bet it over.
That's what I do. That's what I did. Yeah. I bet it over. I think the Marlins score. Bet it over. And then finally, over 8.5 Rangers Astros. I know who's pitching, but Framber's gotten punched up, beaten up.
We're going to get the bullpen quick. We just talked about it. Evaldi's not pitching. He's on a pitch count. Got to bet this game over. Well, I mean, or just wait in game, and if they get through an inning, it's going to come down so fast. You can get over 7.5, but over 8.5 should be good.
Yeah, I like that. Over 8.5 Rangers and the Astros. Okay, for you guys who are on Sirius XM, this is one of the things about watching the show live and why, if you like the show, if you caught the show, you can go find it on YouTube at Boston versus the Book on YouTube to catch bonus time. In bonus time, we take the audience's questions. They can do a thing called a super chat in which they go ahead and basically say, guys, talk about this. They hit a button, they pay $1, and they go ahead and get us to talk about whatever topic they want to talk about. So you won't get that on bonus time. If you want to get that, you can come find us on YouTube or on Twitter and find the show at Boston versus the Book, and you guys are going to be able to watch the bonus time. If you're on Sirius XM or Sports Grid TV, thank you for being with us. For you guys who are on live for Twitter and on YouTube, do not move. You guys are getting what we call bonus time. All right. Well, hold on. Let's see what the super chat. We have any super chat stuff to answer? I don't know if we do. We do not have super chat things. We only have Crunchy Beaver. Let's see. He said, I might miss tomorrow lives. Here's another one. My gosh.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you.
He said, fuck the NFL Plus. I'll stop watching it if they do that crap. Greedy bastards. You should do a vote and a poll to see if your audience wants Jess as a regular.
They all do. I mean, I'm a regular every day with her. But
do the audio pods have bonus time? Yes, Sonic. They do have the entire show audio wise is on the podcast. Yes.
So if you subscribe wherever you get podcasts, Spotify, podcast app, all the stuff, you get the whole show.
I would prefer people going. I love the audio listens. It's great. I'd prefer people to be on YouTube. I prefer them coming on to here to watch the show because they get a better feel for what the show looks like when you're watching it versus listening to it. But yes, the full show is available
and again,
via audio.
We've had so many calls, meetings, and different things about explaining the show. It's not Boston versus the Book, but that's what it's called.
Bostonian.
Bostonian, yes, but it's at Boston versus the Book, and then you might see some other stuff with the versus thing. We're not always against each other,
no,
but it might be perceived to be as such because if some other versus things pop up, they're against each other. We're with each other, and the people that watch the shows, the Brigade, they're with us, but we can be opposing opinions about things, and that's what makes the world go round. So yeah, don't be a bum. Hit the thumb. Bonus time. It's all here.
Bone us time, he said.
What's wrong? Didn't really put the emphasis on the right. Hyphen got me, huh? Now I see what you're saying. It sounded different when you said it. I said bonus time, and
you said bone us time.
Right. I'm not doing that right now. No,
it's good stuff. All right. So yeah, that's only two. Okay, so we'll go to favorite thing about today. Favorite thing about today is what?
I got up this morning and watched the sunrise.
Wow.
And just had one of the moments of reflection again, like with all of these announcements, there's a lot of things changing in the world. There's a lot of people going through a lot of shit. Like there's,
a lot of assholes in the world too.
A lot. And we're building this thing in such a stressing of the positivity of it, which I love. But there's going to be people,
which is entirely all you, which you deserve all the credit for this.
It's
because I would take a motherfucking flamethrower to about 15 people right now if you not holding me and saying you are not going to do that. I would literally, I have a running list of people that I would literally light on fire and watch them fucking burn in front of me, and I'd have no problem with it.
Look at your arm. Did it?
Yes.
Look at your arm.
Yes.
But you're right.
So this is you. This is the credit to that goes to you. And I think you are 100% right. I'd rather live in a world of positivity, but you would say we sometimes, and it's really, you're the one guiding the ship on that, which I very much appreciate.
And it's a good thing. It's a good thing, but there's people out there that aren't on board with it, and that's okay. There's people out there that are watching a show. They don't even say thank you.
No,
they don't like just recognize and be, you don't have to give credit, but just know that stuff comes around. I talked to a zillion people. I was up this morning before the sun came up. I did the pirate videos. I watched the sun come up. I'm talking to people back east. I hear things. Perrault hears things. We've been around town a long, long time. I'm just telling you. We got Brigade members. When we do Roll Call Fridays on the show, 38 states are represented. There's people all over the country that like us and want to be a part of the brigade and each other. You know, we're working on the merch thing. Yes. We got meetings today with people about other things. Yes. We got the show on Sirius. Yes. We got the show on TV. Yes. We're doing everything we can. We got the Brigade Proxy service. We're meeting a guy from Hawaii today, right off the plane.
That's great.
We're fucking working. You guys know it. We know it.
Yep.
For those of you that, you know, want to do whatever it is you're doing and want to say what you want to say, I'll say it for Perrault today. Go fuck yourself. Just stop. Just stop. And if you say it with your chest.
Oh, I can't wait to watch the rat run.
Say it with your chest.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
That's all.
Yeah.
Say it. I mean, because
to me, say
up,
it to me.
No.
Say it to me.
The thing they always do is they say it to me.
Right. Well, say it to me. Say it to me.
Right. I go, what are you talking about? Hold on. Do you know? No, you don't know. I ranted about it on Cash Considerations last week, and I thought it was done. And then we get these calls and texts and other things from people, and I'm like, man, a lot of people like to talk behind a keyboard or to other people.
Text, big. They're all big men when they're texting people, right?
Just say hello and say it right to my face. And then
I know.
You can deal with him.
Yeah.
Because it ain't going to be good. If you tell me, I can prep you and say, you know what?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because he's coming and I can't stop it. And I don't even want to. I'm going to be behind him waiting for the second shot. So shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's really true.
That's the best thing about today. And it ain't even noon. Oh, it is
true.
Noon.
It is noon. It's 12:30. I just want to say a quick shout out to Stevie Mack, who has been off for work doing a bunch of different stuff. Him and I communicated a lot yesterday, and I want to tell you that I'm thinking about your brother. I think that what you're doing is awesome. I think to admit a lot of the things that you can say, it's your business, so I won't air it here, but I think you're on the right track. And I know he went back. He told me, Dave, that he went back and he watched this segment. He missed a month of shows and watched this segment. Just went and watched the favorite thing about today. He wanted to watch it over and over again because of what this segment, how much it helps him to hear us talk about these things.
That's great to hear.
So I really appreciate him. I appreciate anyone else. You can always reach out to us and have conversations. I'll communicate as much as I can, but that's one of our OGs and a guy's been with us for a long time.
Yep.
And so, you know, I just want to give him a shout out that we're thinking about you. I know you can't watch the show all the time because you're working, but I know you go back and watch this segment. So I wanted to say that we're thinking about you. We're with you. And if you need anything, just let us know and we'll be there for you on that. So like, subscribe, leave a review, all the fun stuff. Hit the thumb. Don't be a bum, as Chef Benny loves to say. We are back on a Wednesday to look ahead. Got a lot of football
later
to break
tomorrow.
down.
I got the heart doctor appointment. Yes.
We're later tomorrow than normal. Yes, we'll be probably somewhere around.
Make sure everything's good.
2:30-ish, somewhere start time, somewhere in that range. Is FYI.
11:30 Pacific.
Yeah.
Yes. It'll be a midday show tomorrow on the West Coast.
Yeah.
But we'll have it done before the East Coast. There's no football tomorrow, so it'll just be baseball. We'll be fine.
Yeah, we got a lot of things to break down Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We got a lot of games to get into. Week 1 of the NFL, week 2 of college football. We'll need the extra days to get it all in for Wednesday, Thursday. All coming tomorrow, later than usual. BVB. Tell everybody in the Discord channel, 11:30 Pacific, 2:30. Tell them all Eastern time for BVB on a Wednesday.